What's up, guys? It is McGill's PT here, and I have not talked face to face with the camera in a long time. Just some few updates. I am going to be better about making videos this year. I actually have a challenge that I wish to do, and it is, if I can find it. Anyways, I can't find my list. Basically what this challenge is I want to try and make a YouTube video of every category. That means I want to make at least one gaming video, one sketch, one makeup tutorial, one voiceover, a collab, and I have like a list of 30 of these different videos that I want to make, and it's my goal to try and make every single one at least, try and make one of at least every single one, and that's gonna take a lot of work on my end, and I know that I've been slacking when it comes to videos. I'm going to try and be better, especially since it's senior year and I think I'll have more time. But probably just jinxed myself, knock on wood. Today I would like to talk to you about something that has been bothering me deeply. I recently read the whole series of The Maze Runner because I got it for Christmas, and I read the first 3 books. I have not read the prequel yet. I read the books. I loved them. Like, I read them all within the span of like 5 days. And then last night I was able to watch the movie, and I was so excited to watch the movie. And I was so disappointed. So disappointed. There were so many things that were different. And so I took it upon myself late last night, like 1 in the morning, to compile together a list of reasons why the book is different from the movie and why the book is better than the movie. Let's begin! Reason number 1. The box was supposed to be pitch black until the Gladers open the door to pull Thomas out. In the movie, they have it illuminated with lights, and they only show that it was like a maybe 5-minute ride, when in reality it was like a couple of hours. And I know this is hard to show in a movie, but it would have been nice maybe while like all the opening intros are playing, like while all the people's names are showing up, that it was just moving and you hear him freaking out. Number 2, Thomas was supposed to know his name from the very beginning and not have it randomly come back to him within the next 2 days. In the movie, they're like, oh, it's like a rite of passage when he receives his name. And it's like, oh, I remember, it was Thomas. But in the book, he knows, he's like, my name is Thomas, and why is that the only thing I remember? Number 3, when coming out of the box, he's supposed to sit at the base of a tree until he can calm down to take the tour. In the movie, they throw him into the pit. Ugh, it just bugs me so much. Reason number 4. The pit that I just mentioned in reason number 3 is actually supposed to be the slammer. Now, the slammer was supposed to be a concrete jail with iron bars, and the pit was like, it was kind of concrete, but then it had a stick roof. So, yeah, and it was a hole in the ground and not a building. So that bugged me. Reason number 5, there were supposed to be beetle blades that were running around in the glade, in the maze, and they had no beetle blades at all in the movie. Yeah, that bugged the crap out of me. Reason number 6, the mapping room was supposed to be a concrete building with a massive metal door and not a shack made out of twine and sticks. Enough said. Reason number 7. Thomas had no dreams or memories come back to him until he was stung by a griever. He was supposed to, like, kind of know, like, places and things, but he wasn't being able to, like, put actual people to them. You know places, you know what a farm is, but you can't remember where you know that you know about a farm. It's all complicated. Go read the book. On to number 8. Grievers were supposed to look like giant slugs who curled up into a ball and rolled to get around. And in the movie, they're these giant insects that have legs to run around. I don't know if it was just me that was the only one that got that from the book, that they were like these giant slugs that roll. I didn't think they were supposed to be like insects with legs. Point number 9. Thomas is supposed to climb up the ivy on the wall, like dragging Albie up. And it's supposed to happen at the door after it shuts. And instead, he gets Minho or Minho, whatever you want to say it. He gets him to help him hoist him up. And that never happens in the book. Number 10. The griever in the movie dies by getting slammed into the wall, by being crushed by the wall changing. Now, the Griever does not die by getting squashed by the wall in the book. Thomas jumps out of the way, and it plunges off of the cliff. Which leads me to point number 11, which is that the cliff is not even existing in the movie. There is no cliff in the movie. Point number 12 is the maze seems to be floating very high in the air in the book, and in the movie it's not portrayed like that. It's just a maze on the ground. In the book, they all of a sudden find this dead end with no wall, and there is all of a sudden just a drop that goes on like forever. Mino and Thomas are chased by a single Griever, and they dodge out of the way. And it falls off the cliff, and it disappears, and they're like, oh, what the crap. And then they turn around and see 3 more, and so they do the same procedure, and they all fall off the cliff again. It bugs me that there's no cliff. Number 13. The Griever hole is invisible in the book, and is found by Thomas and Mino tossing rocks off the edge of the cliff. Not by pulling a tracking beacon out of a dead Griever in finding a hole in the wall. Number 14. When Teresa arrives, she's supposed to start communicating with Thomas by using telepathy. And she's supposed to know all about Wicked. Yeah, that doesn't happen in the movie. She just kind of appears at the top of the tower, which I don't remember in the book, but it was probably in there. Number 15. I don't know why this one bugged me so much, but it did. In the book, Wicked is spelled W-I-C-K-E-D. And in the movie, it's W-C-K-D. World in Catastrophe, Kill Zone Experiment Department. And instead, if it were just to be WCKD, it would be World Catastrophe Kill Zone Department, which makes sense, but it's not Wicked, it's Wicked. Number 16. The grief serum was supposed to already be an entity that they had, so not just a package in Teresa's pocket, and it only had 2. And the box was also supposed to come up 2 times a month, like once every other week, and then it was only supposed to bring a newbie every once a month. At least I think. I don't know about that one. That one I'm not 100% sure on. Number 18. There is no window in the maze in which Thomas is shown what a Griever looks like. They also say in the movie that nobody's seen a Griever and lived to tell about it. Which brings me to point 19. Gal is supposed to have gone through the changing in the book, and that's why he takes a natural disliking to Thomas. In the movie, that doesn't happen. Number 20. Albie is supposed to do more to be cautious, and he's supposed to be like more hostile towards Thomas. And in the movie, they made him like friendlier than Newt. 21. Mino suggests Thomas can be made keeper of the runners in the book, but that never happens in the movie. He just says he should be a runner. 22. The maze is supposed to change to make a letter every day, and all sections are supposed to be open and not just like a single number of a section is supposed to be open every time. Oh my gosh. Number 23. The trigger never happens in the movie, and the sky does not go gray. That's what's supposed to start them looking for an exit like freakishly fast. Number 24. The Grievers were only supposed to take one person a night until everyone is dead or until an escape is found. In the movie, they just all kind of attack and then they all just run and they're like, okay, we gotta find an exit now, and then they do. That's not how it happens. Just go read the book. Number 25. This one is another one of those iffy ones. Gally was supposed to be banished because he was like freaking out at Thomas. And then Ben was supposed to be shot and killed by Albie with the bow. So that part I'm not sure about. Number 26. The code to the maze was supposed to be words and not a combination of 8 numbers. Number 27. Chuck is supposed to die by a thrown knife by Gally. He's being controlled by Wicked. There are so many things wrong with the last scene in the movie, and it just makes me cringe and want to punch a TV and kick a dog. Oh, it's just... Number 28. When the Gladers escaped, they were supposed to slide down the chute to an observation room. They slide down straight into a laboratory in the movie. Number 29. When the Gladers are rescued, all of the shooting and rescuing takes place right then, not before they arrive. In the movie, they just kind of slide down and everybody's dead, and they're like, what the crap's going on? But in the book, they slide down, everybody's kind of staring there, like, watching them all creepily, and then the guys come in and, like, kill everybody, and they're like, okay, we're going to take you to a safe place. And then, this takes me to point number 30, which is when they're rescued by the people with the cool guns. They're taken to this safe place by a bus, not by a frickin' helicopter. Number 31. The maze was built deep underground in a hologram dome, not on the surface, exposed to the elements. Number 32. Gally is not supposed to die at the end, but he does in the movie. That's going to make no sense when book number 3 comes around. Spoiler! Number 33. Thomas is supposed to spend a few days trying out a few of the roles before being chosen to be a runner. That includes working on the farm and in the slaughterhouse. And they don't show this at all in the movie, which I understand because it's like, oh, production, yeah, we got to get stuff done fast. But at least like hint at it. Number 34. In the movie, there's absolutely zero mentioning of Fry Pan. Fry Pan is one of the major characters in the book, and they make fun of his cooking all the time, and he was not in the movie. Number 35. Albie was supposed to die in the rush at the cliff, and not when the homestead is attacked. That also leads me to my next point, number 36. The homestead was supposed to be multiple stories tall, and not just a shack with like a pit in it. Number 37. The wall of names in the movie, never a part of the book. They never had their names engraved into a wall, and they never like crossed them off when somebody died. That part is okay, because it's like, it's one of those things that it's okay to have added into a movie because it adds for like visual effects. But it would have been nice if they had at least, like, I don't know, gone more with the book, maybe. Hey, director, you should probably read the book before you make a movie about it. Ever thought of that? Number 38. Again, with the Thomas and Teresa telepathy thing. This part was never included into the movie. They're supposed to be able to talk to each other telepathically. That's kind of like a major thing throughout the books. They're supposed to be able to talk to each other telepathically, and that's how things start going down. Number 39. The maze in the book only has 2 entrances, and in the movie there's 4. There's one on each wall. And lastly, number 40. Chuck. We love Chuck. In the book, he talks with Thomas about meeting his parents. He talks about how he wishes he knew them, and he knows how they probably miss him, and he wishes that he could see them again. In the movie, he says, I know I'm not going to ever see them again, so I want you to give them this when you get out. And he gives Thomas an idol. The idol was never mentioned in the book. Also, as a side note, this is kind of personal opinion. This isn't really facts about things that are different in the movie and in the book. When I started reading about Newt and how he had a strange accent and the way that he said things and the different words that he said, I assumed that he was Scottish or Irish. Just some of the things that he says don't sound like somebody with a British accent would be saying. It's almost an Aussie accent, but it's more of like a British. But in my mind, for some reason, he kind of talked like Soap McTavish from Call of Duty with that low, more Scottish voice. Oh yeah, like, oh, we gotta go get them lads. He talks about them buggers, the grievers. Other than these, I mean, the movie was still good. If I hadn't have read the book, I'd have probably loved the movie. That's how my family was too. They didn't read the book, but they all watched the movie with me and they loved it. So if you haven't seen the movie, probably don't read the book first, or you're going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing, sitting here during the movie, going like this. These are my 40 reasons why the Maze Runner movie sucked. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and make more. I'm going to try and post more often. I think Minecraft has been going decent as far as audience reaction is coming along. Tell me what you guys think about everything. Like, if you guys think that something I'm doing sucks, please let me know. I don't want to, like, start making something and everybody hates it. I'm making this not only for myself, but for you guys as well. I mean, I'm putting this out there to entertain. The least I could do is know how to entertain people and what people want to be entertained by. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see. If you want me to stop something, if you want me to try something, just let me know. Also, for one of my videos, I'm going to be opening up a Q&A on Twitter. My Twitter account's just the same as my YouTube account, McGillsPT. Well, at McGillsPT, because it's Twitter. So you should definitely go check it out, maybe follow me. But yeah, if you guys have any things that you want me to do, message me on Twitter, leave a comment, anything, really. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll try and be more consistent. Peace out, YouTube.